rise, we will do prayer, and then if you remain standing, we'll do Pledge of Allegiance. Councilwoman Allen.
Dear God, Mother Teresa said, "I am a little pencil in the hand of a writing God." She certainly used her little pencil to be the hand of God in her work and devotion to you and the littlest and poorest in the world. Let us be an instrument tonight in your hand to work for our community, humbly and with gratitude. Help us to work together in seeking understanding as we make decisions for our community. Bless all of our community members in ways that lets them be a little pencil in your hand. For it is only through your hand that we will bring prosperity to our community, humbly and meekly. It is in your name that we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, thank you very much. Open that up. Thank you very much. I'll add to Councilwoman's prayer. You probably noticed the flag at half-staff when you came in due to the tragedy in our country last Wednesday. So hopefully this country can begin a healing process. But we just pray that you be with families engaged and involved, and wish them the best as we move forward. With that, we'll call the meeting to order and do a roll call vote.
Allers?
Present.
Allen?
Present.
Positon? Job? Here. Campeter?
Present.
Lester?
Here.
Michael?
Here.
Mealy? Thomas?
Here.
Young?
Present.
Navacoro?
All right, great. Thanks for everyone who's here. Item 3, adoption of the agenda.
Second.
Good. Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item 4, miscellaneous agenda items. We get the honor of recognizing one of our local groups. Do we have folks here from the Old Munichburg Association? If you want to come forward and just kind of indicate your names and kind of tell us a little about it. I think you got a big project, a big event coming up here in a week or so. So thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us. Sure.
Yep, you can just go there. I think the microphone is already on, so I think you're good to go.
I'm Matt Holland. I'm the president of the Old Munichburg Association, and with us we have Patty Schmutzler, our treasurer, Ginger Luchtemeier, our secretary, and Laura Molin, who is our Oktoberfest coordinator this year. So we're getting ready to celebrate our 25th year, and Oktoberfest is coming up this month on the 27th, Saturday the 27th. So I don't know, we're excited about that, and we're thankful for you all recognizing us for it. So
Well, sell us on the event a little bit. I've been there a couple of times. There's a lot of things going on.
There's a lot of things going on, and there's going to be quite a bit more this year. So we're Germaning it up a little bit for our 25th year. We're starting off our keg tapping at about 10:45 with a polka band playing. We've got some pretzels. We're going to have bratwursts. We've got a dachshund derby, dachshund costume contest. Of course, the Central Missouri Old Car Club will be back with another show this year. I think it's on schedule to be bigger than any of them in the past. Just a lot of fun stuff. Kids Corner, pony rides, bounce house, petting zoo, something for everybody in the family.
I got the judge for the dachshund race one year. That's quite an event.
It's entertaining, isn't it?
It is. Would you ladies like to say anything? Add to?
We did great.
You did great? All right. Any comments or questions? Councilwoman Joe.
Yeah, I have several people coming to Jefferson City to watch my dachshund. Go to
Can't wait.
All right, cool. I'm sorry, Councilwoman Young.
I just want to also say this festival, I've heard a lot of good things about it in the past, so thank you all for doing this. But if someone wanted to sign up for the Old Car Club, is it too late?
I don't believe so. I think they're still taking entrance the day of,
Okay.
but I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll get your email address and I'll shoot you an email and let you know.
Appreciate that.
No
Thank
problem.
you all. Mhm.
I saw Councilman Mealy and then Councilman Thomas.
I just want to say thank you for everything you all do. You know, the Old Municburg Association is an association of volunteers, and without great volunteers, great associations don't exist. So we're very proud of the work that you do and looking forward to your annual event. So thanks.
Thank you.
Councilman Thomas. We were just trying to debate, your light was on, but it didn't seem like it was picking it up.
His mic light's not on.
I didn't see a light up down below it is.
So, as a person who's helped, well, at least once now, to help clean up the area, et cetera, I know you guys are really committed to that and look forward to that. But also, as a person who just spent 6 days baking out on the airport tarmac, is there beer?
Oh, there should be plenty, so.
Cold there.
Starting at 10:30.
All right, well, I'll read a bit of the proclamation and the whereas, and then I'll have the four of you come up, I'll come down, we'll get council behind us, we'll do a quick picture, and you're welcome to stay for the meeting. If we need to get out, you can do that too.
Thank you.
I should turn my mic on. Essentially, the proclamation talks about the 25 years of working with the community. So first, thank you. I know you've been an important part of this community. The annual Oktoberfest Southside Neighborhood Cleanup, street events, historic tours, monthly membership meetings, educational seminars, bringing neighbors, businesses, community members, and visitors together through history, entertainment, education, advocacy, art, local foods, and vendors. The Oktoberfest has become a signature community tradition, strengthening Jefferson City's cultural identity and providing a benefit to the Southeast and to the broader community, or South Side, I'm sorry, and the broader community. Whereas the 2025 Oktoberfest marks OMA's 25 years of dedication and service to the city of Jefferson's South Side and honors its committed volunteers, many sponsors, and participants who have given their time and talents in the past 25 years. Now, therefore, I, Ron Fitzwater, Mayor of the City of Jefferson, do hereby recognize and commend Old Municburg Association and Jefferson City's South Side community on the occasion of your 25th anniversary, and encourage all citizens to join in celebrating this historic milestone by attending Oktoberfest on Saturday, September 27th, 2025. So we look forward to that. And if you want to come forward, I think Ms. Bryan will take our picture, and we'll get that to you if you want it, and you can take the proclamation.
Rumor is we still have room for more Dachshund judges if you want it on contact. We can squeeze you in. We can squeeze you in as a judge if you'd like to run with the Dachshunds.
We can do that.
If you're going to be there, well.
Councilwoman Jones will be.
Oh,
Yeah, clearly.
I am
conflict
Judge
of interest,
Ann.
huh?
Yeah.
I thought about bringing her along.
1, 2, 3.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thanks for being here. And getting the
Well, I want to get pictures.
You were Lincoln last week. Dreading it all the time.
Right, takes us to item 5, opportunity for public comment. We've got some folks signed up. First, Robert Pinero. Thank you. If you just identify yourself, thanks for being here.
Yeah, my name is Robert Pinheiro, and I'm a resident of Jefferson City's Ward 4. And I'm here this evening to express and explain my dissent towards the proposed duty to preserve confidentiality ordinance. The nexus of this ordinance appears to have arisen over concern with the council members' access to redacted information relating to the conference center proposal. This ordinance does more to provide distrust than to provide confidentiality, and encourages an environment of fear by threatening unnecessary additional penalties when, as I understand it, penalties already exist under the Missouri Sunshine Law. This is despite comments that were made in the August 31st News Tribune article that would lead us to believe that members could disclose information and be free to do so without any penalty at all, and that's simply not true. We have another effective way of dealing with inappropriate behavior, and it's called elections. Over the past 2 election cycles, we all witnessed how the voters reacted to what they felt was inappropriate conference behavior. In addition, council members are only elected for 2 years, and if there were prosecutions under this bill, it would be unlikely that it would get through the courts before their term had expired and possibly result in significant legal costs to the taxpaying residents of Jefferson City, while additionally exposing us to potential liability if any false allegations were made. Things are never as simple as they seem. Essentially, more secrecy equals less public trust. And confidentiality is not an absolute construct, and it varies by context. It's not unlimited. It's a conditional principle for building trust and protecting privacy, but there are many exceptions to it. For example, upholding the common good can supersede the duty of confidentiality. Evidence of wrongdoing can supersede the duty of confidentiality. Questions of legality can supersede the duty of confidentiality. Whistleblowing can supersede the duty of confidentiality. And it is my understanding, I don't know if this is true or not, but my understanding that the city attorney would be the final arbiter of what is confidential, and I couldn't disagree with this more because it places too much authority in one person. I took a look at a database called Scopus, which is a source-neutral, abstract, and citation database used by academics that's created and curated by subject matter experts who are recognized as leaders in their field. As of September this year, there have been 123,000 inquiries about confidentiality and 3,000 scholarly papers about confidentiality, which leads me to feel very uncomfortable and respectfully trying to equate this depth of knowledge and inquiry against the singular wisdom of one person on the city staff. What really concerns me even more about this ordinance is how it reflects on the type of leadership we should have in Jefferson City. It's kind of fear-based and not really leadership at all because it encourages strict control and compliance rather than empowerment of the people we voted into office. It uses reliance on threats of punishment, demotion, or job loss to influence behavior. And it fosters an environment of suspicion and competition instead of collaboration, while discouraging the sharing of ideas or taking risks for fear of negative repercussions. I think it also inhibits transparency and constrains open dialogue and rational discussion. It erodes morale and trust and replaces them with anxiety and cynicism. My military experience taught me that leadership required competence, commitment, and character, the Army's 3 C's of leadership. That's the type of transformational leadership Jeff City needs going forward, to motivate and inspire, not to threaten and punishment. So I respectfully request that we dispose of this ordinance and adopt Councilmember Allen's resolution making certain closed records accessible to City Council members regarding the conference center so that they may be effective stewards for the people of Jefferson City. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Marissa Smith, if you just re-identify yourself. Welcome.
Absolutely. Good afternoon, Mayor Fitzwater and council members. My name is Larissa Smith. I am here as a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Gamma Epsilon Omega chapter here in Jefferson City. And behind me there are some young ladies and gentlemen that are a part of our Miss Fashionetta Cotillion. That is a community event that has been held in this community since 1978, and it will be held again here November 22nd at the Capitol Plaza Hotel. The exciting thing about that is that for the young ladies that are participating, they are going through a pretty rigorous program where they are learning about the value of community and giving back to the communities that they are growing up in. They are here to observe the civic process. They are participating in community service events over the next couple of months, leading up to our event in November, which will be a fundraiser to raise scholarships for the young ladies as they go off into college. I know I'm a parent paying college tuition and how expensive that is. So an educational opportunity for them, and then also having them work a little bit to get some scholarship funds, and recognizing how important education is as they move forward into adulthood. So I don't know if it's possible. I'm looking at the clock. I'm happy to answer any questions, appreciate the opportunity, but if we could quickly get a picture, I would really appreciate that as well.
Yeah, this is a public comment section, but we can do a picture, and you can have as many come up as you want, and we'll get council behind you.
Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You said enough. I'll get over here.
One, two, three. Well, I'm gonna take one more. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Great. Thank you. Thank you.
Excellent.
That's not right. That's not
All right, we've got two other individuals that signed up, Brian Johnson and Richard McCarty. You indicated in regard to Tarabella, were you wanting to talk just in public comments, or were you waiting for the public hearing on the Savannah Place? You can talk in either place.
Either one, sir.
Whichever you feel comfortable with, you're more than welcome to do it now, or you can wait till we do the public hearing. It'll be coming up in just a couple minutes.
It might be more appropriate at that time.
I may be getting that advice.
Yeah, if they're here for a specific zoning item, my suggestion is that they reserve the comment for the public hearing so it goes on the record as being part of the public hearing.
So you're comfortable with that? Okay, so we'll just hold and we'll get to the two of you at that point then.
Thanks, Mayor.
I think that is all we had signed up for the public hearing, or for the public comment section.
Would that be me too? I signed up for something.
Yeah, we've got, you signed up on the Savannah Place.
Did I sign up on the wrong page?
She signed up.
I just want to make a comment. I don't know where I'm supposed to fit.
Yeah, you just want to make a public comment?
Yes, please.
Yeah, you can flip that.
Did that need to come up now?
Yeah, yes.
I got like.
If you just identify yourself, that'd be great. Thank you.
I'm Lisa Porter, and mine is more like a Christmas list, so just bear with me. I'm going to read it off the phone, and I got to overreach, and then I'm going to come back. But my main point of issue is the metal slides that are in the parks in the 65101 area. And with that being said, in regards to the metal slides, in regards to the metal slides in the 3 parks, in 65101 area code, I am compelled to address several pressing safety concerns. The equipment at Hickory Park that hosts the kiddie corral, to me, is unsafe due to lack of safety rails, which are crucial for protecting children. The rope, to me, the rope currently in place is inadequate as a safety measure. Moreover, the second metal slide at Hickory Park requires protective covering to prevent accidents. It is an excessive height from the ground, poses a hazard. The metal slides on Miller Street Park also necessitate attention. To enhance the park's capacity, it is essential to provide more benches and tables closer to the walkway. If feasible, now this is an overreach, if feasible, renovating the bathrooms. But at the least, the bathrooms are old and they stink. When they close them this year, they need, the way they water the grass, they need to water the bathrooms because I choose not to use them. In some cases, I may not be able to avoid it, but the bathrooms need water and soap on them. It's probably a 30 or 40-year-old bathroom. And also, if we can, I would find it original if we could stick to the theme in the park on Miller Street as an Olympic fitness park. When they originated that park was for fitness. And it's just a half a block, just so much you can do with it. And, but back to the Hickory Park, the reason I know that the slide needs a covering is because I took my big 3-year-old up there. And out of all the parks, McKay, Riverside, and Memorial, I can let my grandchild run around and play, but when I get to Hickory Park, I can't send him on that equipment up there by itself. But, so therefore, I went up to the slide with him. When I tell you it's too high and it's no covering, it needs one. So, thank you for letting me share.
Thank you very much for being
Amen.
here. Okay, I think that is all we had signed up until we get to the public hearings, which is the next item. Item 6, public hearing. First one, item A, pending bill 2025-035.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri, accepting and approving the final PUD plan and final subdivision plat of Savannah Place subdivision, Plat 1A, subdivision of the City of Jefferson, Missouri, and amending Section 19-401, Streets and Highways, Schedule J, parking prohibited pertaining to on-street parking in Savannah Place subdivision.
Councilman Campion.
Yeah, I was going to see if I can get a motion to get the substitute on the table.
So moved.
We got a motion and a second. All in favor to lay the substitute on the table, that would be the item of discussion, then say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, you're now dealing with substitute pending bill 2025-035. Mr. Smith. And we will go ahead and get the public hearing called to order.
As the clerk had read, this is the first phase, kind of a two-part application for the approval of a PUD plan and subdivision plat, final subdivision plat for Savannah Place. As you see there in the illustration, it's a portion of the original PUD area and plat that had been approved previously by council. I won't go into a lot of details at this meeting. Happy to answer any additional questions, but a couple things just to point out on this site. In the substitute bill, there was a couple notes on there that needed to be taken off. They hadn't got an easement quite recorded at that time, so it's something they can do at a later date, but we can't get that recorded with that on there. So it's something that we can handle kind of on the development side of things. So that represents the substitute bill. But overall, this is a phase 1 would be 12 lots. 11 of those would accommodate townhouse style development, and one of them being a single family lot for a total of 23 potential new units. I would point out this property and developer was one of the awardees of our housing incentive program for 25 dwelling units. So we're excited to see that project get started and hopefully see some ground being broke here in the next year. With that being said, I would be happy to answer any questions, and we have a lot of the illustrations and materials from the previous meeting. We'd be happy to make public hearing.
Are there any questions of Mr. Smith right now, Councilman Thomas?
I've heard from a couple of area residents. I'm assuming that this development is in the city limits?
That's correct. It is actually at the very boundary. I think just to kind of orient yourself, essentially in this plat here, north is to the right. So at the top of that plat, as the western boundary of the site, it is directly within the city of Jefferson limits. So essentially anything on this this illustration that has a color to it is within the city's boundaries. So it has city zoning. So this is zone PUD.
Thank you. And then another concern was, I understood there was a traffic study going to be done for this. And I may be just forgetting, did we hear about that? Is there anything you can add to that?
Yeah, that's correct. And that's a good point to bring up. That was actually a condition that was approved with the original approval of the preliminary PUD and preliminary plat. It's not typically required in these types of developments, but it's something at that time the council felt was important to go ahead and require that. So the consultants did produce kind of a traffic analysis, and it was submitted and it was reviewed by Public Works. So the conclusions of that were essentially they identified 2 intersections that needed some additional traffic control for stop signs. They did review site distance too for the new entryway onto Rainbow Drive and didn't feel like there was any concerns with that. And also, Public Works can verify those measurements as well. So that's essentially the conclusions from the traffic study. So it was conducted as part of that condition.
Very well. Thank you very much.
All right, seeing no other questions right now, the way the process will work, we will invite if there's anyone here from the development company to speak. Do you know, is anyone here to speak on behalf of the project?
I believe there is a representative from the company.
Questions if I need to.
If you have 10 minutes, if there's anything you want to say about the project.
How much else can we present already?
Well, could you come to the microphone? I mean, we got people home trying to follow what we're up to. Thank you. If you just identify yourself. Thanks.
My name is Glenn Strump from Central Missouri Professional Services. I'm an engineer on the job. This is just the first phase of 4 of them we're looking to do. This basically does most of the infrastructure in regards to the storm and sewer on the job. For the most part, we're going through all the we presented all the infrastructure and stuff like that to the city, so we got the improvement plans through them yet. So we're just looking to get the final phase approved through you guys. Biggest concern we found from everybody and the local citizens, which the developer has reached out to it, and I even reached out to myself, is the traffic concerns, which personally I'd like to see the city. It's a very unique situation. Because for those who don't know, this is partly county, it goes to city, it goes back to county, and then it goes back to the state. And it'd be nice if we can kind of get together and try to get some of this traffic congestion resolved. Regards Rainbow Drive goes into Country Club Drive, and that causes a lot of issues for all this. Because every time I talk to these people since November already, it's always the traffic. And they've been reaching out for years, way before all this problem. It's always the concern is the traffic. And it seems like nothing gets done for those guys out there. So it'd be nice if somebody can kind of help with them if this does get approved, to where we can get some kind of the traffic fixed. And I'm just one small guy trying to help them out, but that seems to be the issue in all of this, is the traffic issue. So.
All right.
All right, thank you guys.
Thanks. Now we'll take someone in opposition. Mr. Johnson, are you here speaking in opposition?
Opposition, concern of the development. Yeah.
Okay. And again, if you just identify yourself.
Hi, thank you, Mayor. My name is Brian Johnson. I'm a resident of Emerald Ridge Subdivision. Lived out there about 27 years. And while, as the gentleman referred to before, the traffic concerns on Rainbow Drive and on the outer road there are horrible, and in the morning. But I don't encounter that too much. I see it coming through when I finally get up on Country Club Drive or somewhere up there. But what I see is some of the overflow cutting through on Terabella, which comes right through my neighborhood. 27 years ago, I had to solicit to get some stop signs in there because of all the children in the area, and we were successful in that. But now what I see frequently is just speed violations, stopping violations right on Terabella and Capistrano, where there's a four-way stop sign there. And one other thing that I see frequently that really concerns me is I've seen from 4 to 12 children waiting for school buses there in the morning. And there's hardly a month goes by that I don't see some kind of stop sign violation there. And evidently we haven't had an accident there of a child being hurt. I think I would have heard about it, but I imagine it's just a matter of time. So I would encourage to look at restricting traffic through that area some way. I know it presents a real headache and problem for residents trying to back out, or a necessity to have a circular drive, which is certainly, financially burdensome on some folks. I would recommend, at very least, an increase in surveillance for speed and traffic stop sign violations, or to look at some other mitigating, resource of speed bumps or something on Terabella. I've seen them in other communities that I've been through, and so I think that could be an option. But those are my concerns if this Savannah Place does end up emptying onto Terabella. And I assume there's not been a change. That is a plan in this.
I'll look to Mr. Smith, but I don't think there's been.
Could you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
For the traffic from Savannah Place to come up through Terabella and connect to Terabella Drive, or Meeting Place, I believe it's called.
Yes, I think that the original preliminary plat that was approved did include, and I think still includes, a connection, and I'll go back to this just so it's a little more clear. The overall site would include a connection from the subdivision into Meeting Place here.
Right.
And I think this is one of the intersections where a new stop sign would be placed as well.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Anyone else here to speak in favor of the project? Mr. McCarty, I assume you're speaking in opposition, so.
Yeah.
You have 5 minutes. Thanks for being here. If you just identify yourself.
Yeah, my name is Richard McCarty. I live at 4011 Terabella. And right there, you can look at all the homes right in that area right there. Just take a look at that picture. That's a great one right there. If I can get closer.
Well, we need you to stay close to the mic.
Okay. Have you got a picture of the apartments up on Ventura? Can you bring that area in?
I don't have that.
That's what I'm saying. It's traffic. It's hell. Anybody that lives, I live at 4011. When you bring Meeting Street, it's the littlest street in Jeff City. I got its name by the owner of that, the Dorge and the doctor, whatever his name is. They were supposed to help these people. They're going to have a swimming pool and all that stuff. He's taking everything out. This is kind of a joke to me because I've been there since '99. I built there. My wife needed us. Not a house with steps because we lived in a split foyer. She couldn't walk anymore, so we got a one step from our garage to our house, and she can make that. But the other day I was trying to get my boat in. I like to fish, and I don't keep my boat at my house. I keep it at my farm. I've got several batteries and stuff. I can't leave it down there. People break and steal. I was backing into my drive going up the hill. Now, I can see over in anybody's back trailer. No, you got to be close where you're turning in. You can't be, or you're going to be in your neighbor's yard backing in there. There was a fool past me on my right side. Now, damn, you know, you're going to have traffic. I don't care what you all say. I've heard that, okay, you're just doing city right there. That's all the traffic. Well, that Rainbow leads to Henwick, and Henwick lives, there's all kinds of people, and they all come down Rainbow. And Rainbow hits the outer road. Monterey hits the outer road. And you get that one little street up there, Ventura, by the mall, or by the gas station. All them people, you haven't got it It's crazy. I mean, I don't know where you get your traffic study from, but it's terrible. Anybody, if you had an overhaul vision that looked like that, you could see it. You could see where I'm coming from. Thank you. I mean, like I said, the only meeting I didn't make was the night it got so damn bad that you had it here. That's the only one I didn't make.
Thank you very much for being here. We don't have anyone else signed up to speak on this topic. Was anybody else intending to speak? All right, we will go ahead and close the public hearing then, and we will go council. Any additional questions? You have substitute pending bill 2025-035 in front of you. Councilman Mealy.
Thank you. Mr. Smith, was the traffic memo that's included in the packet, is that the traffic study?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
It's not quite the full-blown traffic impact study that's required by code, but conversations between our public works and the traffic engineering firm that put that together. What they were looking for is something that approximates that without going through that whole process that's required by the code. Since it wasn't at that threshold of 100 trips per peak hour.
Okay. I don't know if this will lessen any concerns, but I wanted to point that out, that the traffic study memo is in the packet available on our website for anybody to take a look at. And certainly if there are any questions, concerns, or anything about that traffic study that anyone thinks that council should be aware of, our email addresses are on the city website. So thank you.
Councilman Thomas.
Mr. Smith, I know from attending Campo meetings that the intersection of Rainbow and Country Club, et cetera, has had multiple discussions. I don't know if you could just briefly address what's been discussed, what's possible, if that might help relieve some people's anxiety about that.
No, I appreciate you bringing that up. That intersection, I think, had been, I think in the initial stage of this, really kind of started the conversation about that and kind of bled over into the Campo conversation. And I think, given enough of the information that we have, they had voted to place that intersection, which is Rainbow and Country Club Drive, on our unfunded needs list. And I believe MoDOT has already kind of done a preliminary study maybe on that site for a roundabout study. And I believe that the current unfunded needs list that was adopted by the state here recently, just within the last month or two, did include that improvement, I think, on their Tier 3 improvement. So that feeds into the actual funded list going forward. So I think they're kind of taking that appropriate steps with the reality of the development happening along Rainbow, that this is going to need to be probably upgraded in the future. And I'm going from memory here, but I think that the traffic analysis also mentioned that intersection, and it mentioned MoDOT's planned improvements with that site in that future, and that while there is some delays at that intersection, I don't think they felt that the traffic from this site is going to significantly increase that delay. So it hasn't reached that point where immediate action is necessary.
Thank you.
Councilman Allard.
I sit on the Campo too, and you're right, Mr. Smith. I think what would help that out is we were already looking at the overpass above that and how to alleviate some of the traffic on top of that. And with this plan coming in, it kind of diverted their attention about the development that's going to go there. And I also think we have another one, a smaller one slated for up South Country Club. That's not at the final PUD yet, but I think there's another little housing development going up there. So it's kind of worked its way magically into that, hey, we were already looking at this area with all this coming around. We're going to, and the state even was the ones that brought this up to us about looking at that because they were aware of this development too. So yeah, that made it up on, I think we moved that up on the list for the next ones to visit and all that stuff. So yeah, that very good.
Yeah, good example, I think, of Campo and our state partners kind of all communicating about I think what's occurring in the area here on the ground.
Okay. All right, you have substitute pending bill 2025-035 in front of you for a roll call vote.
Hollers.
Aye.
Allen. Aye. Hazelton. Job. Aye. Campeter,
Aye.
Lester,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
Mealy,
Aye.
Thomas,
Aye.
Young.
Aye.
Bill passes.
All right. Takes us to item B, takes us to resolution 2025-26.
A resolution of the City of Jefferson, Missouri approving an amendment to a special exception use permit for property addressed as 401 Supercenter Drive.
Mr. Smith.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Before I forget, I think we do have a consultant online right now in case there's additional questions or wasn't quite certain if they had any prepared comments, but I'll go through this fairly briefly. It is fairly straightforward. The 401 Supercenter Drive Walmart, that was approved approximately 2006. And it is of a certain size that requires a special exception approval that would go through council. At the time it was approved, it included a certain color scheme that, we'll just go for that, was essentially what you see on your screen here. There was more of tans. From our understanding, Walmart is going through a little bit of a refresh or a rebrand for that color scheme. So that's necessary for them to come back and essentially ask for an amendment to that special exception to change the old color scheme to the newer color scheme that you see here on the screen with the gray and the blue. So that's essentially it. I'd be happy to answer any questions. And like I said, I do think the consultant is also available for questions.
All right. If we could get the resolution on the table, and then we'll open up the public hearing.
Yeah, motion to get the resolution RS 2025-26 on the table.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, we will go ahead and open the public hearing. Do they want to speak on behalf of the project? Hello.
Hi, did you want to speak? Sorry, you're up if you'd like to say any words on it.
No, I mean, I think you already stated the things that I wanted to say. Basically, Walmart, it's an old color. We are going for the new color scheme. That's all.
Okay, any questions? Thank you very much. All right, we will go to, is there anybody here who wants to speak in opposition to that? Anyone else here that wants to speak in favor? All right, we will go ahead and close the public hearing. Any other comments from council?
I just have one question.
Councilwoman Young.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. What time frame are you all looking at for the consultant? This question of Mr. Smith. What time frame are they looking at making these changes to Walmart?
I think you're on mute.
Yeah, yes. Are you asking when you are planning to paint the building?
Yes.
Yes, I
am. Most probably, I can pull it up right now if you give me a second. We are planning to start construction around the beginning of the year.
And how long will this process take? And do you
The painting, sorry, go ahead.
That was it. Just how long would you anticipate the process taking?
The painting usually doesn't take that many days, depending on the temperature. We are basically waiting. Usually, they will paint it within a couple of days.
Okay, thank you. I just know that at Walmart, there's already a lot of congested traffic usually at Walmart. Mm-hmm. So I'm just trying to wondering how this would impact that traffic flow and the ability for customers to come in and out.
Usually, this is construction, phasing and everything, so I'm not going to get too much into means and methods, but Walmart is pretty conscious of community needs, so they will make sure that, access is available all throughout their demolition and or construction.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Okay, seeing no other comments, we'll do a roll call vote on resolution 2025-26.
Allen?
Aye.
Hazelton? Job?
Aye.
Campeter?
Aye.
Lester?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Mealy?
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
Young.
Aye.
Allers.
Aye.
Resolution is adopted.
Okay, item 7A, appointments from the mayor. We've got one, Board of Adjustment.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Item 8, presentations from staff consultants. Financial update, Ms. Perry, welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. What you have in your packet tonight is a smaller version of what you usually receive, but we did want to provide you with an update on the sales tax revenues. So as you can see, over the last 2 months, we did have last month that increased over what we had anticipated or budgeted originally. But this month we are back down again in every one of the sales tax categories that we have. So essentially year-to-date in the general sales tax fund, we are just under $59,000 below the projections. In the 0.5% capital improvement tax, almost $180,000 below the projections for the year. Same with the park sales tax, and then the public safety tax year-to-date is almost $86,000 under projection. We'll continue to monitor again, as we've said before. We seem to see this cycle where it's up 1 month, down 1 month. So we still are hoping that we will cycle through and see those collections come back in on target, but we're just really riding it out. So I'd be happy to answer any questions on that one.
Any questions at this point? All right, thank you very much.
Next item that we have, I do want to give just a brief update on the self-funded health insurance as well as the workers' comp insurance. So you do have a cash reconciliation in your packet for the self-funded health insurance, and this is actually through all of the transactions that I had when I made these as of the end of August. So at this point, we are still in a positive standing on the cash for that particular self-funded health insurance fund, $802,000. So we'll continue to see through the remainder of the fiscal year any claims that come through. We'll make payment on those, and we will actually make payment on claims through probably mid-January for services that were rendered prior to November 1. So we're just waiting on those claims to come in and hoping that we are still in a positive fund balance there so that we don't have to put a supplemental into it. Right now, that's the best I can give you as far as up-to-date information on the self-funded health insurance. Last one I have is workers' comp. Typically, we would talk about workers' comp at the same time that we start talking about the self-funded health insurance if it needed a supplemental appropriation. For the past couple of years, we've not had to do a supplemental appropriation for the workers' comp, but it looks like this year we may be on target to have to do one. We are required to have at least $250,000 in this fund balance to meet our statutory obligations. And so right now, we are about $432,000 short. We do have provisions for unsettled claims that we'll continue to take into account here until the end of October. And so once we have that final outstanding claim listing as of October 31st, I'll be able to tell you exactly how much we have here that we're going to need to do a supplemental appropriation on, if anything. But I would expect that there would be something here that we have to do a supplemental on. Be happy to answer any questions on that one.
Councilman Lester.
Not on that one, but the previous one on self-funded health insurance. Do you know how this compares with how we were this time last year in terms of balance in self-funded? Is it comparable or?
No. This year, I would say that at this time last year, we knew that we were going to have a deficit that was pretty substantial in the self-funded health insurance. And so right now, based on all of the claims information I have, we are on better track to not need a supplemental appropriation. But again, until I have all the final claims in, I can't really commit to any of those numbers. But I do believe that we are in a better cash situation than we have in the past couple of years with this.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Young.
I just want to thank Sheila and her team for the great work they've done. It gives me a lot of comfort to know what you just said, that we're in a better position this year than last, so thank you all.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move to item 9. Admin Committee, Councilman Allers.
The projected next meeting is October 8th, 2025, 4 p.m. across the hall.
Councilman Lyko, do you get to Budget and Finance?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor, thank you. We'll have our budget meeting this Thursday at 5:30 in council chambers. And the finance committee is kind of suspended while we're going through budget, so.
Can you kind of bring us up to speed on what, I know we've got a cleanup amendment that Ms. Perry will, or maybe Ms. Perry can kind of talk about what we need to do.
Right, so at this point, I did not receive any budget amendments proposed from council. We do have 3 staff amendments that we will bring forward to council on Thursday, kind of cleanup items that we have found as we have gone through the process. So once we present those to the budget committee, the expectation would be that on Thursday, we at that point would be ready to vote on moving the budget to full council. And then at the October 6th council meeting, I will bring forward a substitute bill, provided the bill this evening goes on the informal calendar. And that substitute bill will include all of the pertinent information that we would typically have, and that would be the opportunity for council to vote on the budget.
All right, any questions? Great. Public Safety, Councilwoman Job.
Our next meeting, take it easy.
He's excited about public safety.
Our next meeting is Thursday, September 25th at 3:30 in the police training room.
And then Public Works and Planning, Councilman Lester.
Yes, our next meeting is second Thursday of next month at 7:30 here in council chambers. I think it's 10/9, October 9th.
All right.
All are welcome.
Under other announcements, Councilman Thomas had a comment.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I wanted to speak this evening both as a council member and as a member of the organizing committee for the air show. The city did an outstanding job. I want to commend Public Works. Last time I saw Mr. Fitch, he was looking pretty strawberry red out there along with the rest of us. But the organization and help that your staff did was right on. Chief Wilde, your police staff out there in dark black uniforms cooking away with the rest of us. Thank you so much for what you all did. Chief Schofield, ditto to your crews that were out there keeping all the performers safe and keeping people falling over from heat, ability to cool off. I also had the opportunity to talk with some of the drivers on transport and the bus arena and thank them personally as I could. But I just wanted to point out that the city did a tremendous effort and committed a lot to the show's success, and thank you.
Well, I agree. I had a conflict on Saturday, but I was there for all of it yesterday. It was hot, but people were excited. I mean, there were kids and everybody had a great time. Penny and her team did an amazing job. They just, as I was talking to her, they just keep talking about bigger and bigger and bigger for next year. So I think we've got a good thing going. Everybody seems to be having a great time, so we appreciate it. Any other comments? Any other announcements? All right, that'll take us to item 10, consent agenda.
Move to approve.
Got a motion, we've got a second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, bills introduced, item 11A, 2025-037.
Amending the 2024-2025 budget by reclassifying 2 full-time street maintenance workers at pay grade 103 to full-time construction inspectors at pay grade 110 within the Department of Public Works.
Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, back in July, you guys will probably remember we modified our Appendix Y in our ordinances to increase fees for third parties doing work on our right-of-way. What this bill does today is in that fee identification, it detailed that the amount of work that is required really requires 3 folks to do the work, 3 employees to do that work. Presently, we have 1 designated employee, and the rest of the street department really has to help out, and there's a lot of work effort involved. So this bill reclassifies 2 open positions that currently exist within the street department to construction inspectors, so we can adequately monitor all the work being done in the right of way. Earlier this month, we did present this to the admin committee, and the admin committee voted favorably to this bill. So, any questions?
Questions? All right, thank you. Item 2025-038.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri authorizing a supplemental appropriation within the USS Jefferson City Submarine Trust Fund, amending the 2024-2025 annual budget, and authorizing the expenditure of such funds.
Ms. Brown.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. This is authorizing the supplemental appropriation for the USS Jefferson City crew that's going to be visiting next week. These are expenses that are related to that visit for the committee's use. Councilman Michael. Thanks.
Yeah, very good. The namesake USS Jefferson City crew will be in Jefferson City next week, and I've watched this from afar and delighted to be on the committee and work with a wonderful group, and can't wait to meet the staff and welcome them home, so to speak. So I would like to put this on the floor, and I'd like to suspend the rules.
All right, there's been a request to suspend the rules. Is there any opposition to that? All right, we're going to ask our clerk to read the bill a second time then.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri authorizing the supplemental appropriation within the USS Jefferson City Submarine Trust Fund, amending the 2024-2025 annual budget, and authorizing the expenditure of such funds.
Any questions or comments? See, you got reinforcements in the audience, so you're well represented. Council ready? Do you want to make a comment on it?
I can.
You don't have to, but you're.
I want to share.
We're all about sharing. But you have to identify yourself.
I'm not getting arrested, right? No. Okay,
well,
good. All right. Hello.
I can't confirm or deny that.
Okay. My name is Ken Gulledge. I'm the chair of the USS Jefferson City Committee, Home Namesake Committee. The reason we want the money, we have been really frugal on how we have been going about this. I don't think we're going to spend the whole $2,000, but it's nice to have it just in case. A lot of people have already come out and they've said, so in the committee, while they're here, they're going to go visit with the governor at the mansion. That's been taken care of by them. We're going to be visiting the high schools in the local area. We're going to go up and see the nuclear research facility up at University of Missouri. Also, we're going to talk to NJROTC folks at Missouri, University of Missouri. We're going to go to Lincoln University across the way, talk to those ROTC, try to get them from Army over to the Navy. It's going to be hard, but we'll try it. And then we'll talk to their physics and chemistry classes and stuff of that nature. We're planning to go to the Jefferson City High School, Hialeah High School, and Calvary High School. Also, we are going to try to go to the Old Munich on Saturday morning. However, they have been invited by the University of Missouri to be presented right before the opening kickoff and sit with the ROTC Bubbas and the Cannon crew down on the field during the game on Saturday. Then we're going to go to State College. And did anybody know, this is a question, did anybody know State College has a two-year nuclear program for the nuclear plant over there? And whenever the Navy guys tell them how much money they become a nuclear engineer in the Navy, they change their tune real quick about their future. So we're really happy about that. We've talked to all the newspapers. We've been talking to the news media. You guys are all invited. We'll make sure we get you a copy of the thing. The first night, I'm still working with Madison's up on the hill, or I'm sorry, right over here. We're going to do a dinner over there that night. Come out, meet the crew. That'll be their first night. I'm not going to ask them to put their uniforms on because they've been traveling from Guam. So it's kind of a long way. So it's a kind of a meal to welcome here. But other than that, Mayor, thank you for the time, and I appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you.
Thank you. You now have 2025-038 in front of you for a roll call vote.
Hazelton? Joe?
Aye.
Campeter?
Aye.
Lester?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Neely?
Aye.
Thomas?
Aye.
Young?
Aye.
Allers?
Aye.
Allen?
Aye.
Bill passes.
Right, takes us down to 2025-039.
An ordinance authorizing the city of Jefferson, Missouri to execute a master development agreement relating to a proposed hotel, conference center, and parking facility, and approving certain documents and authorizing certain other actions in connection therewith.
Roll.
Thank you. So this bill would approve a master development agreement with Garfield Public Private in regards to the city's conference center, garage, and hotel project. We're going to keep our comments brief tonight because there's going to be a work session on this exact topic to really get into the nitty-gritty. Excuse me, but under this agreement, development fees and design fees of up to $8,312 and change. This is prior to the sale of bonds to fund the construction of the project. Of this amount, $1.5 million has been already been authorized for the schematic design portion of the project. I think that's going to be a large portion of what is going to be talked about. But I'd be happy to answer any questions. But like I said, we're going to have a work session on this topic coming here soon. And also I note that our friends from JC Rep are here, particularly Mr. Sampson and Mr. Holschneider, be able to answer any of the detailed questions. They've been very involved in this project as well. And so with that, I'll turn it back to you, Mr. Grant.
Okay, so that'll be on the 25th, correct?
I believe that's the correct date, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
work session.
All right, seeing no comments now, then we'll go to bills pending. Item 12A, 2025-033.
An ordinance of the city of Jefferson, Missouri vacating and discontinuing an alley to the rear of the property addressed as 812 St. Mary's Boulevard.
We do have a substitute, Councilman Lester.
I move to adopt the substitute for 2025-033.
Second.
Your motion is to lay it on the table, correct?
To lay it on the
Yeah.
table, yes.
So the vote before you is to take it up for consideration. So we'll do a roll call vote on that.
Joe?
Aye.
Campeter?
Aye.
Lester?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Neely? Thomas?
Aye.
Young?
Aye.
Allers?
Aye.
Allen?
Aye.
Hazelton? Substitutes adopted.
Thank you, Councilman. So you now have substitute 2025-033 in front of you, Mr. Bremer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, there is currently a vacant right away. It's never been developed behind Southwest Early Childhood Center up on St. Mary's Boulevard. So behind that center, there's just a vacant alley. The alley was never constructed before, and all the properties around it still have access. So there is no need for this alley. And what this bill would do would vacate that old right-of-way. What the substitute does is there is a emergency siren that was pointed out that was on school property just outside of the right-of-way and near this vacant right-of-way. And so what this would do is with the school's construction, move that siren onto the right-of-way at the school's cost in exchange for the right-of-way vacation. So. Any questions?
All right, seeing none, we will do a roll call on substitute 2025-033.
Campeter?
Aye.
Lester?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Neely?
Aye.
Thomas?
Aye.
Young?
Aye.
Allers?
Aye.
Allen?
Aye.
Hazelton? Job?
Aye.
The bill is substituted passes.
All right, item B, 2025-034.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri adopting a budget and personnel classification plan for the city for the period of November 1, 2025 to October 31, 2026, and appropriating money in the city treasury to pay the cost of operating the city government during that period in accordance with the budget.
Mr. Perry, do you have any comments, or Councilman Leichel?
Just for clarification, this is just the operating piece that gives the city the ability to move on as planned.
And we do need this.
You'll need to put it on the informal, we're not going to act on it tonight.
Correct.
I don't think people are ready.
No.
So is your request then to put it on the informal?
Yes, sir.
All right. So 2025-034 will be on the informal and be back to you the next meeting for whatever council does at that point. 2025-035 we took up under 6A, so that'll take us to item D, 2025-036.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri authorizing the mayor and city clerk to execute a $434,467 agreement with the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission for Metropolitan Transportation Planning Services for the period of November 1, 2025 to October 31, 2026, reflecting consolidated planning grant funds as approved in the FY 2026 Campo Unified Planning Work Program.
Mr. Smith.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. As clerk noted, this is a grant agreement with the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission. So they dedicate federal funding for the operation of transportation planning within our area. We operate the Metropolitan Planning Organization known as CAMPO. The portion of this grant agreement that is the federal contribution is $434,000, and there is a matching by the city and county. In total, the funding would be approximately $620,000. This goes to fund, again, the Campo's activities. The previous year, one of the notable activities that they had initiated was a study for the tri-level area, and this year they'll also be working on a transit system study as well. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Seeing none, do a roll call vote on 2025-036.
Lester?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Neely?
Aye.
Thomas?
Aye.
Young?
Aye.
Allers?
Aye.
Allen?
Aye.
Hazelton? Job?
Aye.
Campeter?
Aye.
Bill passes.
All right, top of the next page, item 13A, 2025-030.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri amending Chapter 2 regarding a duty to preserve confidentiality by elected officials.
Councilman Bowers.
Mr. Mayor, thank you, and I would like to move this off the informal calendar and present it to the council for discussion and vote.
All right, so you're moving 2025-030 off of informal. Did you want to get the substitute bill on the table?
Yes, thank you again. The substitute is 2025-30, and I would defer to our counselor, Mr. Molman, for questions and all that too, also to help clarify what was on it.
You need to make a motion to get it on the table. We'll get that seconded. We'll get it on the table, and then we can have as much debate.
I will make the motion to present, to put the substitute on the
Second.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, you now have substitute bill 2025-030. Mr. Mullen, did you have any comments?
No, Councilor, I guess I do. Shouldn't start this sentence with no and then continue to talk. Yeah, so Councilmember Allers asked me to prepare a substitute to provide some exceptions to this confidentiality, and so what we drafted up was it's an exception in D. It's highlighted in the substitute bill. So what it basically says is that the duty to preserve confidentiality would not apply in certain situations, and that information or documents could be disclosed to an attorney with whom a mayor, council member, or other person who's subject to this, they can disclose it to their private attorney, an attorney with whom they have established an attorney-client relationship. Another exception is disclosures to the Missouri Attorney General's offices for reporting violations of the Sunshine Law. And lastly, an exception that allows disclosure to law enforcement officials for the purposes of reporting evidence of criminal wrongdoing. So I'd be happy to answer any questions on that or the underlying bill.
Questions or comments? All right, you've got substitute. Councilman Lester.
Comment, yeah.
Councilman Lester.
Yeah, I'll be voting no on this bill. I believe it's unnecessary and may have unintended damaging consequences. And here's some of my thinking about it. As council members, we take an oath to abide by all national, state, and local laws, and I take that to include customary norms and customs of behavior associated with carrying out our responsibilities of elected office. And to me, that includes keeping confidential all closed session information required by law. I trust my fellow council members take it seriously as I do, that oath, and I believe that's sufficient safeguard for the confidentiality of closed sessions or privileged confidential information. But I also think, I don't know because of possible unintended consequences. There's a quote by Churchill that may fit this circumstance. It's first we make our rules and structures and then they make us. And we seem to have rules and structures regarding closed meetings and confidentiality of information that at times are failing us. But how would this new rule resolve in a positive way that problem or change us in the process? I've had a member of council say that there'll be individual council members that this will not make any difference. If they feel a need to divulge the closed session information, they'll do it regardless. And then I've had others that have said that the new rule will be weaponized to try to penalize certain council members, even for inadvertent or minor disclosure infractions. So I just, we don't really know how this will change our behavior. It could be very negative. And then just from my experience, one thing I've learned, you ignore your peril, truth, and realities of life revealed by your own experience. And during my time on the council, most material discussed and decided upon in our closed sessions has been appropriately done in accordance with sunshine law exceptions for limiting public access. But mistakes have been made and occurred. And if we adopt this duty of confidentiality, would such occurrences become known to the public or not? Perhaps they wouldn't, even though they should. Then there have been matters too that we've discussed in closed session that I would describe as gray area of appropriately being allowed under the sunshine exceptions. In thinking about it, these matters do not seem appropriate for open discussion, but I could see an argument that they were not appropriate under the sunshine law for closed either. Sometimes our rules are just not adequate, but trying to band-aid the situation could very well make the situation worse. So those are some of the reasons I'm voting no on this. Thank you.
Councilman Allers.
I appreciate your comments, Mike, and all that. But the thing, you know, the people who bring stuff before us also deserve a little consideration. If there's things that are going to be held in confidence, that there may be rules set aside for it and all that. So I see it as a both ways, that we do our best, and like you said, we take a good oath about it and all that. But there are times where I think that, you know, to the statement you said that, well, if I'm going to, you know, or whoever was going to disclose it, they were going to do it no matter what. But I think, you know, our discussions behind closed doors, we've always, if you don't come to a point where we agree, or disagree, we've always taken a vote and all that. So I think I don't look for anything nefarious that comes out of this. It's just a way to police ourselves a little bit better, and I think that's about all I want to discuss on that. But I appreciate your thoughts, Mike.
Councilman Lightfoot.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. My comment on this really is maybe as our current council and future councils, when it comes to those types of conversations, is just take a step back and consider ethics. What's ethical? And we already have a mechanism in place. I don't know that this one is necessary, although I certainly respect it and understand where you're coming from, Councilman Eilers, with bringing it to us. I would harken back to a conversation that I presented in an open session like this about having an ethics committee and in an effort to police ourselves. Maybe that's a separate discussion, obviously, and more, but anyway, that's my comment. Thank you.
All right, seeing no other comments, you have 2025-030 in front of you for a roll call vote.
Weigel?
No.
Mealy?
No.
Thomas?
No.
Young?
No.
Allers?
Aye.
Allen?
No.
Hazelton? Job?
No.
Campeter?
Aye.
Lester?
No.
7 noes, 2 ayes, bill fails.
All right, that takes us to resolutions. Resolution 14A 2025-26 we took care of above in 6B, so that moves us to resolution 2025-27.
A resolution authorizing the City of Jefferson to apply for the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act Airport Infrastructure Grant.
Councilman Lester, would you like to get that on the table?
Yes, I move to approve resolution 2025-27.
Second.
All right, we've got a motion to consider resolution 2025-27. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Mr. Bremer.
Thank you. This resolution would let us apply for a grant for a snow removal equipment building at our airport. The total the total cost looks about $560,000. The grant amount would be about $500,000. This is just an application at the moment, so if we were awarded, that award would have to come back to this council for approval. So this is just to allow us to apply for this grant at the moment. Any questions?
All right, seeing none, you have resolution 2025-27 in front of you for roll call vote.
Mealy,
Aye.
Thomas,
Aye.
Young,
Aye.
Allers,
Aye.
Allen,
Aye.
Hazelton, Joe,
Aye.
Campeter,
Aye.
Lester,
Aye.
Michael.
Aye.
Resolution is adopted.
All right, item 14C, resolution 2025-28.
A resolution making a certain closed record accessible to city council members.
Councilwoman Allen, would you like to get that up for consideration?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion for this to be considered.
Second.
We got a motion and a second on resolution 2025-28 for consideration. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, you have in front of you resolution 2025-28. Mr. Molman, did you have any comments? I know you indicated Ms. Allen, Councilwoman Allen had some comments as well.
I think it's a pretty simple resolution. I'll leave the leading the discussion to Councilmember Allen.
Councilmember Allen.
Thank you. This resolution will open to City Council members the redacted portion of the Conference Center Market Study titled Projection of Cash Flows. This is a market study funded and approved by the city, and the resolution will allow the city clerk to provide access of the unredacted market study to any requesting council members. Council members are prohibited from copying the unredacted market study electronically or otherwise. And thank you, Mr. Molman, for helping draft this. I appreciate it. I'm excited about the Conference Center project and the opportunities it will bring to our community. My intent is simply part of my fiduciary responsibility to review relevant information and make the best decisions for Jefferson City.
Thank you. Any other comments? All right, you've got resolution 20. I'm sorry, Councilman Campion.
Just a comment and a question, because of the comments based off the newspaper and some conversations I've had with residents. So at the beginning, this was not, let's see, it was asked for, and the city did not hold it back. The council voted not to let us see it ourselves. So I just wanted to clear that out, that it's not the city holding it back from us once we asked. Because I know everybody's saying, blaming it on the city. It is not. As a council, was collectively voted that we, at that minute, we would wait and hold it until we figured some other stuff out. The second thing is, this is a question. So we just voted not to pass the confidentiality thing. And so my question is, why are we limiting this now to where it can only be opened at City Hall? So it sounds like we are kind of worried that somebody might let this go. And so that's the only question I have. Like, why don't we just say, like we all do with all of our stuff, here it is. So that's my only question.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Allen.
The reason why we did that is really Councilman Hazelton suggested it because that's what he's seen in the military when there's something that does have a sensitivity to it, and there is a sensitivity to this redacted market study documents. So it simply gives us a little better fiduciary ability to protect it. But of course, we're all bound by our oath, and that's what I would hold myself to, and I assume we will all hold ourselves to. So that's simply a way to help with a suggestion.
Any other comments, Councilman Campeter? Councilman Miller?
Thank you, Mayor. Just a quick thought to piggyback off of Councilmember Allen's comment. it's pretty regular that we receive confidential records when we go into closed session. I mean, just about every closed session has some sort of confidential document that we receive, and it stays in the room and is typically collected afterwards. That's been my experience. And so I don't see this as any different, and I don't see it as needing any different process, really. And I think what Councilmember Allen's resolution has tried to achieve is that same process. Now, debating or questioning or asking or wondering why this record may be any different than any other close record that council's been able to obtain might be a different conversation. But I think, I'm comfortable with my colleagues. I'm comfortable with our ability to, maintain confidentiality, and I think this just simply mirrors what we do with other confidential records. Thank you.
Councilman Michael?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a point of clarification, the information that's being asked by this resolution to be unredacted is competitive-based information, and that's not necessarily to keep from the public per se, but in essence, it needs to be kept within this group from a competitive standpoint for whenever there's bidding coming in place, just to clarify so everyone understands why it will stop there. Thank you.
All right, seeing no other comments, you have 2025, Resolution 2025-28 in front of you for roll call vote.
Thomas?
Aye.
Young?
Aye.
Allers?
Aye.
Allen?
Aye.
Hazelton? Joe?
No.
Campeter?
Aye.
Lester?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Mealy?
Aye.
Resolution is adopted.
All right, takes us down to item 15, new business. I'm not aware of any. Item 16, unfinished business. None. Item 17, Councilwoman.
Mr. Mayor, I move that this meeting be adjourned.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.